tonight. Oh, and actually sparked the fire, but you see the flames are burning pretty intensely. Threats against a school land one man in jail.
A suspect facing a judge this afternoon. Reed Lamberty live in Lowell with more on the accusations. Reed.
Yeah, they're alarming threats, Ed and Maria, and they were made to this elementary school here in Lowell. But the attorney representing the man accused of making those Facebook posts says his client suffers a history of severe mental illness. Robert McDaniel, who's 36 years old, will now spend the next 20 days in a hospital for a mental evaluation. Police say he posted a threat on the parent Facebook page of the Pawtucketville Memorial Elementary School and on his personal Facebook page, claiming he was going to shoot up the school. School, of course, is on break right now, but there were about 36 students here at the time. School was locked down. Those kids were later evacuated. Prosecutors say McDaniels admits the posts were, in his words, stupid, and that he made them because he was angry at his girlfriend. He was held without bail. We'll be back in court for a dangerousness hearing. Of course, that will follow his hospitalization. Ed, Maria?
Breaking now in Ohio, 8 people are dead in 4 crime scenes in one town. 5 of the victims are children. Police say tonight they were shot execution style, and they just revealed that 3 other children, including a days-old baby, survived the attacks. The suspect is still on the run at this hour. The bodies were found this morning in Pike County, that is just outside Cincinnati, Ohio. Police say the victims are members of the same family. Right now, we are learning new information about a deadly police officer-involved shooting.
News Center 5's Nicole Estefan live in Everett tonight with the information. Nicole.
Yeah, right now the Middlesex County District Attorney is still trying to positively identify the man shot here by an Everett police officer. A look at the scene around 5 on Thursday, moments after an officer fatally shot a man here. It was at the intersections of Chelsea and Broadway. Witnesses tell us the man was acting strange, talking to himself, even yelling. When police arrived on scene, the incident changed very quickly.
As soon as the officer showed up, he got out of the car and said to the man, "Drop your knife, drop your knife." He didn't drop his knife. Then the officer radioed in, and as soon as he radioed in, the guy chased him with the knife.
And that knife is seen here on the ground after the shooting. Now, the district attorney is going to have some help with this investigation. There are several traffic cameras in this area that they are currently reviewing. As for that officer, we're told he has been placed on administrative leave, as is protocol, while the investigation is ongoing. Ed, Maria?
Right now, state police are investigating the cause of this car rollover and fire on 128. It's 128 North near exit 35 in Woburn. It happened around 2 o'clock this morning. Police say that there was a woman inside the car at the time, but she was up and then on her feet right after. It's not clear if she had any serious injuries because of this.
Teenager hurt in this crash. This is West Bridgewater. The teenager admitting to police he was texting and driving and speeding when he lost control of the car on Scotland Street. He was taken to a local hospital for treatment.
A lawyer for the girlfriend of Whitey Bulger is pushing for a 6-month sentence for his client. Catherine Gregg is set to be sentenced next week on a criminal contempt charge. She was convicted on that charge back in February. The 65-year-old is already serving an 8-year prison term for helping Bulger stay on the run for years. Prosecutors have not made a sentence recommendation. A New Hampshire man is now accused of killing his girlfriend's 11-month-old baby.
29-year-old Tommy Page indicted on several charges, and they include first-degree murder. Court documents allege that he drugged, sexually assaulted, and killed this baby back in November. Page was charged late last year with 23 counts of child pornography. Though the 2 investigations were conducted separately, he is scheduled to be arraigned sometime next month. Police arresting a New Hampshire man who they say possessed hundreds of child sex abuse images.
Nashua police received the report Monday that 66-year-old James Chiampa was in possession of child pornography. Police say that they located hundreds of images in his home and on his computer. He will be back in court. That will be in June.
And a Nashua man facing charges tonight accused of selling cocaine. Dominic Washington arrested last night on Temple Street. 51-year-old was in court today. He's being on bail on $10,000 cash bail.
Volkswagen is taking an $18 billion, that's with a B, billion-dollar hit for 2015, mostly tied to its emission scandal. The company had delayed its earnings announcement until it could get a better estimate of the costs involved. But despite that large amount, which is large, analysts now say the total costs in fines, legal judgments, and lost sales will be significantly higher. Federal investigators will look into a construction accident at Falmouth that left a worker seriously hurt. According to police, a large piece of heavy construction equipment hit a man while it was backing up around 3:30 yesterday afternoon and happened at the Woods Hole Golf Club. The 47-year-old man suffered serious injuries and was taken by helicopter to a hospital in Rhode Island.
And a Westford woman driving on 495 narrowly avoids what could have been some serious injuries. Look at this, a piece of metal crashing right through the middle of her windshield. State police say they think the metal fell off, was kicked up by a trash truck. That woman was not hurt, but police are reminding everybody out there, make sure any and all loads are secured properly.
A fire at a condo complex in Taunton has 30 people searching for a new place to live tonight. As you see, you can see the flames that are coming from this building on Somerset Avenue, and they're shooting up well into the sky. Firefighters had to rescue one tenant with a ladder, but everyone else did manage to escape out on their own from that fire.
Delaware high school student is dead after a bathroom brawl. Police say no weapons were involved in this fight. It was between a 10th grader and two other students. Witnesses say it looked like that girl hit her head on a sink. Police have not released a cause of death. The fight may have been over a boy.
Remember that Florida man who landed a gyrocopter in front of the U.S. Capitol? He will now spend 4 months behind bars. His name is Doug Hughes. He claims he planned that stunt as a protest to raise awareness about campaign finance reform. The judge scolded Hughes for his, and I'm quoting here, arrogant attitude toward public safety. Governor Charlie Baker signaling that he could sign a transgender rights bill if it comes to his desk.
And that bill would extend protections in public places like restrooms. Supporters of the legislation booing the governor off the stage at an event last week because he's not taken a stance on it. A statement released by his office yesterday said the governor believes that people should use the restroom facility that they feel comfortable using. However, the administration stresses the comment was not a position, but reaction to earlier comments made by Donald Trump.
President Obama today speaking out against that North Carolina new law that limits anti-discrimination protections for the LGBT community.
He says it should be overturned. The president criticizing the state law and others targeting LGBT people during a news conference in London.
Speaking of the president, earlier in the day, he and the First Lady wished the Queen of England a happy birthday. The Obamas meeting with Queen Elizabeth in London, giving her a custom photo album as a gift. The president saying that if he is fortunate enough to reach the age of 90, he hopes to be as vibrant as the Queen. This is new at 4:30. Great news for MBTA officer Dick Donahue.
Yes, he and his wife welcoming a baby boy into the world today. He tweeted out this photograph, writing that on this day, back in 2013, Kim watched as I woke up from a coma in ICU. 3 years later, Kim delivered Connor Donahue at Mount Auburn Hospital. Congratulations to all. Oh, that got me. That picture got me there.
What a great picture. What a great picture.
What a beautiful
family, the whole group,
Yep.
right? Time now to flash forward to 5 o'clock at News Center 5 at 5.
A new snag in the already controversial Grand Prix race in the Seaport. The special permit organizers do not have that could now derail this project.
And then on News Center 5 at 6 tonight, you will hear from the local police department rallying around a little girl facing some serious health problems.
And new at 7 o'clock, custom earbuds knocking out the noise, protecting your hearing, the cutting-edge design approach, and the push for soldiers to give them a try.
I'm tracking those thunderstorms as they move east, and while it's mild now, I'll show you when these temperatures drop back to normal readings for April.
Let's take you back live to Everett. We're following breaking news. Large plumes of smoke are coming from a junkyard in Everett. These are, as I said, live pictures. We're right over it. You can see they're pouring water from virtually every direction on it. There is no threat and no one was hurt. Also breaking right now, news involving the death of Prince. Investigators say there were no signs of trauma on the music icon when he was found unconscious in an elevator in Paisley Park yesterday. The sheriff also saying there is no evidence that this was a suicide.
You're watching News Center 5 at 4:30.
It's about 4:45 right now, and you were looking live at the Zakim Bunker Hill Bridge. It is a warm day. It's 78 here in Needham already, and you can see the traffic of the Zakim Bunker Hill Bridge is moving slowly in both directions. In the middle of your screen, it's trying to cut through town, and that's slow. And on the right part, it's trying to leave town, and that's slow as well. So let me hit the update button and take a big look at the picture. You can see, look at that chunk of 128. That's just a mess already. It is Friday. Of course it is. Mass Ave, Route 3, we're talking what, 32, 33, 35 minutes or so. If you're leaving the city a little quicker, you might get up to 128 in about 24 minutes or so. You've got 93 in Newton Corner. That's a 17-minute ride. You get slowed a bit by the brightness and the sun and the tolls. but you're still okay. 25 minutes west tolls to 495, and at 495 is slow. That's unusual. Mass Pike to 290 is 8 minutes, and if in both directions, if you look real closely, it's slowing down a little bit. That's just traffic right now at 4:45. Imagine it'll be like in about 45 minutes.
So with the Celtics game, a lot of us got a taste of summer again today. Some places hitting 80 degrees. That's South Boston right there. People out enjoying the weather. It's April, and I will take 80 degrees any time I can get it.
It's fantastic. I mean, it really was. But it's kind of like a spring forecast. It warms up, and what do we get? We get the afternoon thunderstorms. That's what's going on.
They don't look to be too lengthy.
They're not real strong. They're
Right.
they're like the first batch that we sort of get in here. They're getting a little bit of lightning, a little thunder, maybe a gusty breeze with it. But it just kind of gives us the idea that summer is coming this way eventually. Let me show you what's happening on radar right now. I'll give you the big picture. We have mild air over the top of us, but there's a wedge of cold air up here to the north. As it comes in, you know what happens. You get some showers to pop up, and occasionally you get some thunderstorms with them as well. Here's where that batch of rain is right now. Notice the path that we've seen over the last